It's just been devastating, hasn't it? I mean, and it's been really devastating, the human toll it's taken. And on top of that, it's been a huge challenge for health providers who have never seen anything like this. Michigan has been the hardest hit by this outbreak, and St. Joseph Mercy Hospital in Ann Arbor has worked proactively to diagnose and treat people who receive those tainted injections. Rhonda Hall was once an active mother of 5 and grandma of 4. She barely recognizes her life anymore.
I'm lucky if I can get out of bed.
The culprit? Those tainted shots made by the New England Compounding Center in Massachusetts. The fungal outbreak evolved from meningitis and 13 deaths here to infections at the site of the injections. Rhonda and some 200 others are now battling those. Over the last 5 months, she's spent some 40 days at St. Joseph Mercy Hospital in Ann Arbor.
They've seen fungus in people, but they've never seen the fungus injected into people.
St. Joe's has treated the majority of the Michigan patients because 643 people were identified to have received the shots from a nearby pain clinic in Brighton. Knowing there were likely patients who had infections but weren't showing any symptoms yet, the hospital contacted those people, brought them here to get an MRI. A mobile MRI unit was even brought in to help meet the need.
Of that group, we actually found about 1/5 of those patients were actually found to have infection.
Dr. Milani says that's the white you see here. Many of those patients then had surgery and began grueling antifungal treatments.
They put me on well, they call it Terrible.
And you know why?
The doctors call it, yes. It's like it's yellow and it's like real thick, and it just makes you nauseous.
At the height of the outbreak, St. Joe's had 79 fungal patients in the hospital, the equivalent of 2 full units. They've worked closely with the CDC and the State Health Department to determine the best treatment plan, and other states have followed their lead.
Unlike many other things in medicine where there is actually a textbook answer, in this we're dealing with a lot of uncertainty.
And perhaps that's the greatest pain of all for Rhonda. What's the worst part for you?
Thinking that I won't be here to see my daughters get married and have kids, to see my grandkids grow up.
Because the reality is the doctors just don't know. They're hoping these antifungal drugs will get rid of these infections, and they have in some. But in Rhonda's case, her last MRI shows it's still there, and she still feels horrible each and every day.
And sometimes those infections start changing. So what about any potential lawsuits against the NECC?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the FDA has launched a criminal investigation. Also, Jeffrey Feiger's office has filed a suit on behalf of multiple Michigan patients because, again, there have been so many people affected here.
So this isn't over by a long shot.
Not at all.
Thanks, Joanne.